Energy Airforce aimStrike Let's Play Update 2.
Let's go over the details of your mission. We've picked up a force of enemy planes in the sector west of the base at Sabols. We believe their objective is to bomb the base. Gargoyle, you are to take down any enemy aircraft you discover at the staging point. Make sure you take out their attack aircraft at all costs. Unicorn will fly Cap in the sector south of the base. Your launch time is 1200 hours. That's all, and good hunting.
We still don't get to actually choose a plane. Okay, I'm going to do my favorite loadout adjustment, and that's putting the heavier long-range AMRAAMs onto the wingtip rails. We're getting rid of them first, so might as well put them in the place where they affect our balancing the most. I like to imagine that makes a difference.
Taxi runway 36. Check altimeter. Hold short of runway. Gargoyle, clear to taxi.
The emulator keeps crumbling audio when the game loads things. Anyway, let's try to taxi more competently today. On an actual PS2, Energy Airforce takes advantage of the pressure-sensitive buttons for its rudder and throttle controls. On an emulator, every time I touch the shoulder buttons, the pilot violently kicks and punches stuff in the cockpit. This time I'll try to carefully brake and take off information, which is why I'm speeding and barely keeping the plane off the dirt.
Unicorn flight, we show you at waypoint 1.
Bravo, Unicorn. Watch yourself, guys. Tower, Gargoyle 1 and 2 for takeoff. Gargoyle, cleared for Sierra Hotel departure. Climb and maintain Angels 3. Switch departure 297.6. Gargoyle, clear for takeoff.
That was almost a well-coordinated takeoff for a change.
Gargoyle airborne, passing 1.5.
Gargoyle, Unicorn, radar contact. Maintain runway heading.
Welcome. We better do this right, or we may not have a strip to land on when we get back. Don't even think about it. Just find them and hit them.
Oh, nice attention to detail. The digital readout for the remaining fuel matches the numbers on the dial on the far right of the cockpit. So, about this plane we're flying. The F-16A we saw at the tail end of the Strike Fighters 2 adventures was a bit of a day fighter.
Gargoyle flight, we show you at waypoint 1. Target is bearing 270.
You copy the position, Starburst.
That is to say, its radar was pathetic and good only for basic situational awareness. That remained the case through a few rounds of upgrades until they hit the Block 25 version, or the first in the F-16C line. That was when they finally put in a radar powerful enough to paint targets for the AIM-7 Sparrow.
Damn, the engine's running a little hot.
And acquire targets for the AMRAAM, giving the F-16 more reach in air combat. Disregard too, he's just looking for attention. Anyway, F-16C Block 30 was when they started fleshing out the design a bit more in the late 80s. Squeezed in a new engine, added the ability to carry a few new air-to-ground missiles, and installed the bitching Betty, the voice warning system. But that was also when the stupid struck the Fighting Falcon for the first time. Because the F-16C Block 30s also managed to get letters after the block number to further denote the upgrade stage. The internet's told me that for the bitching Betty you had to have at least Block 30C. And that is still nowhere near as stupid as the bullshit that happened later. See, the single-seater F-16s got stuck at F-16C, the twin-seaters at F-16D. Even when they got the option to carry equipment for night strikes, they simply became Block 40-somethings. When they got the option to carry a pod for anti-radar operations, qualifying them for the Wild Weasel role and the traditional G letter, they were just Block 50s. As the result, the F-16C series is a very long line of very different planes spanning more than a decade.
Gargoyle flight, we show you at waypoint 2. Target 255.
Copy waypoint, Starburst. We're getting close. Fin 2, lights are on.
Unicorn flight, we show you at waypoint 2.
Uniform is on station and cabin.
And I found some kind of explanation in one of the articles I glanced through. Apparently, the introduction of a new lettered F-16 variant was seen as a potential threat to the F-22 project. But you know, that bird's greatest enemy is itself. We'll get to that later. Back to our mission. We're nearly there. The briefing map told us there will be Su-25s in the area. I don't think the Su-25 Frogfoot needs much of an introduction for now, seeing that Lock-On and later the DCS series have modeled the hell out of it. Also, the news reports about that airliner shot down over Ukraine almost made it a meme. The Russian Wikipedia article used to list a sane service ceiling for the Frogfoot. After the semi-official news reports here rolled in, claiming that the airliner was shot down by a Ukrainian Su-25, some bastards changed the ceiling stat on the wiki to 10,000 meters. Yes, 10,000 meters for a fat short-winged subsonic mud mover. Anyway, we've got green contacts, escorts. We detect them first because they have air-to-air radars. To make the Sus show up on the magic display, we'll need to spot them with our radar.
Lock.
There we go, Starburst, booby spike, single group. Declare.
Gargoyle, your group. Bearing 25 miles. 5,000. Fishbed and Frogfoot, hostile.
Starburst, Gargoyle engaging enemy flight. Gargoyle 1, can you tally the bombers? Starburst, we're engaging the bombers first.
Roger, Gargoyle, we're assuming Frogfoot. Visually ID if possible. Gargoyle flight, we show you at waypoint 3.
Uniform, engaging bandits.
Roger. Gargoyle, report status. Have you engaged? Keep the bombers out.
We're on it, Starburst.
Whenever you cycle through the targets in this game, you need to always double-check on the warning receiver. I failed to do that and ended up firing 2 AMRAAMs at 1 Frogfoot. And I also failed to attack the other one before it came close.
Gargoyle 2, Fox 3. Starburst contact. Single group, left bullseye, 195, 22 miles, 11, declare.
Unicorn, your group, 195-22, 11,000. Fishbed and Frogfoot, hostile. Unicorn, press the group. Splash the bomber's priority.
Welcome.
I have a bit of a problem right now, as I have no idea where everyone is. The display's clean. There is a view padlock function in this game, but to activate it you need to be already looking at the target.
I've got tone.
And I'm tone deaf, I guess.
Gargoyle 2, Fox 2. Good kill.
At this point I'm just hoping the missile seeker will find something to growl at. The absence of mirrors and the drawing distance are not helping.
I've got tone.
Come on, Migs, I want to play too.
Radar warning, stay sharp.
Fuck.